do the recording and stuff after, or this is all. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Awesome. Sounds good. Oh, and the owl's nice. All right. So this is gonna be more of exclusive training, so better for you guys. But anyways, so Jackson, can you hear me all right?
Yeah.
I think. Okay.
Is he muted on the
Oh, it's
on the Zoom call?
doesn't say it.
For participants. Yeah. No video, but he's not muted. All right. Cool.
Yeah. All right. Well, can't hear you, but that's all right. If you have any questions, Jackson, just send a message through the chat here. But
Might have been my internet. Might have been my internet.
Shut up.
no. Totally. All right. So I'm just gonna pull up here. So this training is going to be 25% lead gen, 75% follow-up, mainly because, and I had a whole speech about this. I was hoping I was going to be able to speak to people today, but obviously we had a big, a big announcement with him, so didn't get a chance to do that, which I'm okay with. But anyways, the reason why it's 25% lead gen and 75% follow-up is because you might be wondering, well, the number one thing for real estate agents to do is lead gen. Well, you're correct. The number one thing to do is lead gen, but the number one thing to learn right now is lead follow-up, because 99% of people, if not more, are doing lead follow-up correctly or not nearly as efficient and effectively as they could be doing. And that was a huge, big takeaway that I just took from I went to Vegas is we need to learn how to lead follow-up and not necessarily lead gen. If you don't know how to lead gen, it is very simple. Essentially, all you have to do is contact 20 people or have 20 different conversations with 20 different people a day, period. That's very simple. So another huge takeaway that I took, and very big commonality between all like these big agents and Tom Ferry, etc., that I want and listen to in Vegas, is for Jackson. Jackson, if you don't know, I'm in Vegas to learn about lead gen follow. Essentially, biggest thing is success is simple. It's not easy. So don't overthink it. There's multiple ways to have 20 different conversations with people about real estate each day. It is very simple concept. A lot of people just have analysis by paralysis or paralysis by analysis, and they just won't do it. Well, you can do 2 open houses, door knock twice for both of those open houses. You can contact local businesses. Just go on Google or LinkedIn and look up local businesses near me. Contact them, see if you can go into their business, drop off some cards. What myself am doing, and other people, my team are doing, we're contacting local businesses, and we're offering to shoot a community local business spotlight video for them for free. That way we have content on our team page to post, they have content for them to post, and we should be able to build a good relationship with doing that. And if we build a good relationship, we then should get referrals later on, and we can give them referrals and vice versa. So another huge thing too is go after relationships and not transactions. So every single form of your communication should be personalized, and it should be more about building relationships, not transactions, because go after the transactions, you're not going to get business. Most people do business in this time of days with people that they know, like, and trust. You're not going to get people that know, like, and trust you if you don't go after relationships first. And an easy thing to do is just find them. Like, if you're on social media, you can contact 20 people a day on social media. I guarantee many of us have probably 1,000 or at least a few hundred Facebook followers and friends. You contact each one of them, and you could say, you could stalk. Like, if you really want to go in depth in it, just go through their Facebook profile and figure out what they like and don't like. Well, maybe not what they don't like, but you can find out what they like. So what if I just saw a recent post like someone loves this one specific coffee place. So you just hit them up and like, hey, you want to get coffee at your favorite place, and let's see if we can like work together, or just offer to meet them somewhere in person that they like, and it's you just buy coffee. That's one way to actually just get in front of people. As far as lead gen, there's so many ways to lead gen and talk to 20 different people a day about real estate. The only thing that you have to do is just do it. That motto in your head is just do it, just do it, just do it. You don't necessarily have to all be calls. They don't have to be texts, it be DMs, it be open houses, face-to-face, door knocking. You can contact people in the grocery store, etc. Just find a way to talk about real estate with 20 people each day. Very simple. But another reason why I said lead gen is going to be 25% of this training is because we're going to find you pretty quickly a new form of lead gen that is outside the box, because in this market we have to think outside the box, do the basics, but we need to just do more and just really work the asses off this market. So what we're going to do is exercise, and we're going to find a new form of lead gen source that you did not think of before, that is very cheap or free to do, that you love doing. One of the biggest limiting beliefs that people hate about lead gen is that they dislike calling people or cold calling people, or they dislike messaging people on social media out of the blue. They have all these limiting beliefs and they hate doing it. So all right, why don't we do something that you love to do, that's very cheap or easy to do, that you can do over time. So we're doing a quick little exercise, and Jackson, if you're on here, I don't even know what the Jackson, if you're on here, I would just grab a piece of paper or a pen, or even, that's the best way to do it. You could go on your phone and whatnot, but best way to do it is I'll give you a minute and to write down every single thing that you like and love to do. You could be watching football, it could be reading books, it could be whatever that you love to do. You have 1 minute to just jot it all down as fast as possible and not think of this. So you go whenever. I'll start it now. 1 minute. "20 seconds. Just jot down as many things as possible, because it's really, the more you write down now, the easier it will be your new lead. Almost there. Keep jotting down the last bit, and done. Cool. The next thing, now we're just going to go through the list that we just created, and circle, star, underline, whatever you need to do, and circle whatever is cheap or free to do. So maybe traveling, like flying, necessarily, if you wrote that down, that might not necessarily fit. I'm talking about like something that's so cheap that it only costs gas when you go there. Or maybe you have to do like something that's like $100 or less to do. Just circle. So the point of this is we're trying to find what you love to do that is very cheap or free to do. Personally, I like to disc golf, and there's a disc golf course right down the road here, and that's free. Just 5 minutes away from the course. That's what I love to do. It's free. So now that you have circled whatever is free that you love to do, if you have 3 things that are circled, just number them between 1 to 3. 1 is the most favorite thing that you love to do. 2 is obviously the second most favorite. 3rd is your 3rd most favorite. thing to do out of that list. So like for me, my number one thing would be disc. Cool. So now we have 1, 2, and 3 of all your favorite things that you love to do that are very cheap and or free. Now just look at the number one thing. What's your number one thing, Max?
Social gathering with friends, like meeting up with friends to watch a game or go to.
Cool. Jackson, could you type in the chat what's your number one thing? All right, as you do that, cool. So now how can we turn what you just said into a lead gen source that's replicatable? Number one thing that I just came in my head or popped in my head is you can do a quarterly like meetup or a seminar about buyers, listings, investors, or whatever you would like. You can team up with lenders and have the lenders and home inspectors, insurance guys fund the entire event. So Scott on our team, he just did a investor seminar, and he had it Gustavo and a couple other people fundraise, or not even fundraise, sponsor it. And we offered free drinks and free food at Eagle Park Brewery, and we just did a seminar.
Sorry.
In Muskego.
Yeah.
Yeah. So great. Like for you, that would be perfect. Is just doing a seminar once a quarter, and that you team up with other people, because if you team up with other people, they get business, they promote what they do. Like you do a first time home buyer seminar, and you can bring in an inspector and insurance guy, and you just go through the and a lender, of course, go through the entire home buying process. So you go from how to get accepted offer, go through how to get funded. The lender can go through how to get funding for it. Home inspector can explain the home inspection contingency, and then the insurance guy can tell you how to get insurance. And all these people should speak highly of you and be like, yeah, I'm a home inspector. I'll give you a home inspection report with all these defects and whatnot. And then, but that's from there, that's my job, is to create that report. But from there, we have Max that can go over negotiations for you, and he's a great negotiator. So boom, now you just have someone else that not only just help fund the event, but they just gave you a product out, so you get some leads out of it. With Scott's investor seminar, we spent I think $100 for marketing for it, and then we just called a bunch of people. There was 25 people in total that showed up, and everything was free besides the $100 of marketing spend. But even that marketing spend, we are going to now with our team leverage lenders and other people, other vendors to fund that marketing. So anything marketing expense, we just funding for sponsorships. So everything can be free that way. So that's one idea for you. And then obviously you could just do like, you can host networking events as well. And that can also give you another excuse to call local businesses and hey, I want to bring in at least 10 plus people, or maybe it's 100 people, who knows. I want to have a networking event at your place, and I want to bring a bunch of people in. Is this something that's doable? And when we do this networking event, or when we do this seminar, we're going to create a lot of videos, and we're going to post publicly and like shout out your business and whatnot, and then give you some marketing like free marketing to utilize, giving you business. So it's like a win-win-win-win situation for everybody. It's free for Max to do. It's gaining a lot of business and marketing attention from Max, because he's bringing in people, and you should be able to get referrals from that business now. It's made a relationship with, if you're trying to give them something, you're trying to make them win in order for you to win. So that's another huge question, is like, how can I make, if my client wins, that means I win. If this business I want to utilize, if they win, how can I win? So a lot of times, if you make someone else win, that win comes back to you. So that's how you build relationships too. And that's another thing that when I was talking to all these speakers, is like, you came out of a place of curiosity and not just like, oh, I want something. If you ask a business, I just want something, then they're not necessarily going to help you out. It's like, all right, here's what I'm going to provide for you. in exchange that I host my here for like a discount. All right, so those are two options for you to do. You do even monthly networking or bi-yearly or quarterly seminars. Seminars are huge. We usually get 2 or 3 weeks out of each seminar that we do minimum. And you get at least a minimum 1 deal per seminar. So it's under $100 and you get 1 deal out of it. I mean, I think that pays for itself pretty significantly. So at Jackson, you started watching sports games, football, basketball, baseball, whatnot. For you personally, that's like another kind of similar thing that you could do with Max is like you can have you could throw I'm not sure how new you are to this business or whatnot, but like client appreciation events would be also another huge thing because you can also get sponsors for it. When you do client appreciation events, why don't you host like a massive Super Bowl party, contact a local business like the New Berlin Ale House right over here. You contact them and say, hey, I want to throw a Super Bowl party in one of your spaces for all my clients and whatnot. That's an idea. It's just client appreciation events. But what if you don't have a database? How can you still utilize sports games, lead gen source? You can honestly, I mean, if you have closer friends, or you can have like not necessarily open house for your own at your own house, but you have like another big party for a big basketball game or big football game, and invite a bunch of your friends, but then have their friends invite their friends, and their friends invite their friends, and just have all these people at the house, and everyone brings a gift. So that's another idea. Trying to think what else that you can utilize. Just watching like sports. I would just think just centralize like big sports events like a Super Bowl, World Series, basketball World Championship, anything like that, and do a client appreciation event or host a big party for a bunch of people. You can also do maybe make it a fundraiser as well and be like, hey, I'm doing a Super Bowl big party and we're asking everyone to bring $20, and not only to just help pay for the food, but then we're going to donate or just bring $20 minimum. Anything else that you bring in will be a donation to whatever else. Maybe a Super Bowl party, maybe you donate it to local football organizations or something like that. And then that way you can contact the leader of those football organizations, and then maybe you could sponsor a team. Like I saw you sponsor. You could do shit like that, like, and we're watching sports teams. It doesn't have to be like a big spectacle. It could be smaller, because New Berlin Ale House, they do volleyball games every Friday, or I mean they do it pretty much every day in the summer. They have leagues and stuff. So why don't you like sponsor the shirts, put your logo and your marketing on them, and each team consists of usually at least 6 people. And what if like you contact or go around and go to New Berlin Ale House in the volleyball field and go there and contact each person, or talk to each person individually, like, hey, a lot of people don't have team shirts or don't have team anything. What if I just buy you all team shirts in exchange for marketing and referrals? I'll just put my logo and number on like the back or something. And then if you ever come across a friend or family member that wants to buy some real estate, send them that way. I would just buy your shirts for you for free, which probably be like $10 to $20. But then you can also have a lender or someone else sponsor the shirt. So it really is like, hey, yeah, I want to sponsor all your shirts, but I'm not actually going to buy them. I'm going to use someone else's money to buy them, and then yeah. So like any lead.
You bring that up right now,
Right.
So that is a great idea, but I did not.
Right. So let's say like Max, you sponsored a team, you could put your logo or whatever you want on it, and then you had a lender pay for the shirts and whatnot. You don't necessarily have to put your logo on it as well, because that's too many logos for like a shirt. I mean, it could be really cool because you have I did this for my baseball team, because was head coach of a baseball team. The entire back was thank you sponsors, blah, blah, blah. Those are my practice shirts and jersey. You do the same thing, like, or the front could be a logo, your number, whatever, and the back should just be like, thank you for all those sponsors and whatnot. And you can put as many logos as you want. I mean, you don't, not just yours or another lender, but many people. And then that way it's like any business, any leads that come from that specific lead source, you don't necessarily have to, but you should use the person that's sponsored. So like with us, we're connecting with more and more realtors. And this was another mind-blowing thing from Vegas is like the speaker that was talking about this was like, yeah, we own, like we're the office, we have our own title company, we have our own mortgage company. So we utilize these people for sponsorships and whatnot. We get money off of them, but like they help reduce our marketing costs by like 50%. What if we just get more and more of these people that are sponsoring more of our marketing efforts, more of our lead gen sources, whatever leads and business that comes from that specific lead source sponsored will go to them specifically. So that is, we can, that should be, hopefully brought us some ideas for both of you on ideas that you free. But definitely there's so many ways to make connections. Like I just went over so many ways. It's like, all right, you contact a volleyball team. Well, now you got to contact other lenders and vendors to help sponsor that. But then you're also contacting the Berlin Ale House too. So now you have a business that you go back to back with. You just have a whole volleyball team that's going to give you referrals. So it's just like a lot in there. There's only a lot of contact attempts. So the fact is, we have to contact or have 20 different conversations with 20 different people a day. Well, if you do like that, it's pretty easy to get 20 conversations a day about real estate. And it's free. So, any questions, concerns, anything about that with lead gen? Anything off the top of your head that you currently want or have ideas on? Because I'm not, this side of lead gen, I'm not going to go over the basics. I'm not going to go over like scripts, like open houses. I have another training about open houses, phones and whatnot. But it's like at the end of the day, just do it. Just do it. Pick up the phone, call, text, open houses. You have a Google office that you can utilize. What I did was I contacted a bunch of lenders. I contacted every single Williams Facebook group that I was in, and I asked them, do you have any cold lead lists that you would actually give me? Well, one of my lenders gave me over 1,000 people to call. It's a cold lead list from the lending tree that he got all these leads from. He gave it to me. So by converting any of them, he then gets the business. Super simple. And now I just have over 1,000 people to contact. Well, now I can, let's say 10% of them answer. That's 100 conversations. My bold 100 is done. I'm doing a bold 100 on Monday, November 21st. My bold 100 is done just from one contact attempt, just from one letter. It's very simple. Don't overthink it. Success is simple. It is not easy, but once you start really thinking it through and really simplifying things, it can be pretty easy. So cool. That's that. Now I'm going to go follow up. So with my team, and I don't know if I have and I'll email you a bunch of stuff as well as regarding like contact attempts and how to follow up, because there's a lot of ways to follow up. There's one person on stage that said, yeah, we only call the person maybe once or twice a week when they first come in, and we send them really valuable emails that are so valuable we get almost a 50% open rate, which is extremely high. You want to shoot for like 13, 15%, but he got almost 50%. He's not calling people over and over and over again. He's just calling them here and there, and then sending them really valuable emails here and there. And he found that way worked best for him and his business. But then there's another person that was on there. They call it the 10 days of pain, where they have in the first 10 days of a lead coming in, they contact the person over 20 times, if not 30. With our team personally, we have, if you want to call it 12 days of pain, and we contact our leads over 30 times within the first 12 days of a lead And it's all automated and it's very simple on what we do. And I'll show you kind of how we do that. And you can do it in command too. It's just much harder. It wasn't beneficial for us to do for our team. But and you can write this down too. This is a big number. I was talking to these people and they said the average, it takes about a minimum of 23 contact attempts just for the lead to respond. For them to convert to a client or not even a client, an appointment, it can take 30 or more. But generally it's about 30 or more contact attempts per lead for you to convert them into appointments. And obviously when you have an appointment, you want to send appointment reminders, blah, 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 get them a client after.
Was that specific to real estate, that response rate?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
okay.
this is all specific to real estate. Follow-up boss is a CRM that is specifically for real estate. It could be for real estate investors, but it's mainly for realtors. So they've invited some high-end realtors there. There was the owner of the number one real estate team in the world was there. Tom Fury was there. And I could just go on and on and on. And all of these real estate juggernauts were there. And then just shared like kind of their secrets and whatnot. I'm just trying to find this. I'm going over follow-up boss. And I'm not telling you to buy follow-up boss. I'm not telling you to not use commands or whatnot. I'm just going to show you like what our team does and how we automate all of our follow-up. I'll give you a quick review about a follow-up. All of our leads, this is extremely important. Every single lead source, any single lead that comes in should all go into one spot, one CRM. Every new lead all go into one spot, one CRM. Then from there, so how our team does it is we have follow-up boss. So every new lead goes into follow-up boss automatically. And as soon as they get in follow-up boss, they get tagged automatically, and there's an action plan, aka like a smart plan, that gets them automatically based on their lead gen scores. Now we have an ISA that manages the system, but in a nutshell, I spent over 2 years building the system out, and we finally we finalized our system. Now we're just updating our templates and making them rates higher. But my goal was for my ISA to log into Follow Boss, check her task list for the day, and complete her task list for the day. And if she does that every single day, nothing falls to the cracks. That's how automated this is. It's just look at your task list every single day, complete it, boom, done.
What is an ISA?
So ISA is an inside sales agent. Inside sales agent means that they basically handle every incoming lead they have, and their job solely is to get that new lead to an appointment with an agent. So essentially just an assistant, and we have 8,673 people in this database, and we only have had this for 2 years. So we get a lot of leads that come in, and that's why we need an ISA. We have an ISA and an OSA. And OSA is an outbound sales associate. And what he does is he just cold calls like FISBOs, expireds, prospects, as opportunities.
Who is that?
He's a virtual assistant from Pakistan, and he has really good English, and he knows real estate really well. And he actually draws up quite a bit of business for us, not just on the real estate side, but also on the investing side, because there's parts of town that I have cash buyers in that we don't necessarily want to list and go to, but I have cash buyers. Cash buyers will all these properties off the market, and it's just phenomenal because it's a virtual assistant amazing if you actually know how to use them and work them and utilize them. Because honestly, think like virtual assistants, you only pay $3 an hour, maybe $5 an hour. They're extremely cheap, and they do calls almost 100 people per hour. So it's like those types of numbers are insane. We use Mojo for that. Mojo, even if you don't have an ISA, that's a great resource to utilize. Mojo, Mojo, and you can get all the FISBOs, expired lists, It's auto dialer, so it just rings 4 or 5 times, no answer, boom. You can leave a voicemail, you can not to leave a voicemail, and just boom, 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 boom. That's how he makes almost 100 calls per hour. But anyways, even those leads, all those leads, every single new lead goes into follow-up boss. You can use command. That's perfect. And I'll show you kind of how you do it in command as well. Well, command it's a little bit different because from what I believe is you have to manually input all this information into your command, and it's all it doesn't have what we call an open API. An API essentially, if it has an open API, if a CRM has an open API, it's essentially just a code that you can copy and paste into a Zillow or your website or all these lead gen sources. So where if someone contacts you or someone fills out your contact form or anything like that, it automatically inputs that lead into your CRM. You don't have to do anything. So we automate every single one of our lead sources, and we have not if you include all of our lead sources, not just like digital lead sources, if you include all of our lead sources for our team, we probably have over 40 or close to 40. Digitally, we have probably over 20 different lead sources. And again, a lot of those, some of them we pay for, but not many we pay for until closing. We pay for them at closing because a lot of these places, we get so many calls every single day. People are like, hey, can we give you leads? I'm like, all right, how much does it cost? Well, it's nothing to close. It's 20%, 25%, 30, 35% referral fee at closing. We'll take those every single day of the week, and we'll take them all. Because why wouldn't we? It's just like free leads that we're getting. They don't turn out well, that's whatever. If you turn out well, we just got another closing. We just get a referral fee. We will rather have more closings. Yeah, exactly. So I'd rather get paid a little bit instead of nothing. So we have a crap ton of lead sources, and we're just continuing to add more and more and more to it. So I suggest you're gonna get those calls, just take those. And we do have some lead sources where we do pay like a setup cost or like a one-time fee or something, a monthly fee. And we don't pay for Realtor.com or Zillow leads anymore, even though we still get a bunch of leads from them. We still get a lot of those leads just because people go on Realtor.com or Zillow and they fill out the form like, hey, I want to see this house. You fill out the little contact form, and it just goes to a pool of agents. Our team is number 1 in New Berlin for Zillow, so we usually get a good amount of leads that are unpaid for. Same with Realtor.com as well. But that may change, it may not change, because in this market, and another huge thing too is while everyone else is sacrificing their expenses or putting on their expenses and going into survival mode for this next upcoming market, your mentality should be, I want to take over. For let's just say Zillow, for example. Zillow leads out of their budget. Like, I don't want to pay for Zillow leads anymore. Well, if more and more people do that, the cost of Zillow leads become extremely cheap. All right, I'm going to go buy it all up again. Very simple. So it's like everyone else is cutting expenses. You kind of make your expenses more because your market share shifts. So like, let's say, I think our team is around 12% market share for New Berlin, and we want to get to 15%. Well, times like this, our profit margins aren't necessarily going to be crazy. We might break even or get a little bit higher, but profit share for the future is just going to skyrocket in these times. Because while everyone else, a lot of people, so another stat was 800,000 agents this year have not made a transaction yet. 800,000 agents this year have not made a transaction. Now, some of those agents are just people who hold their license for referral fees and whatnot. So let's just say 500,000 agents didn't make a transaction this year. 5,000 agents aren't going to be in Realtor next year after that. So there's going to be less realtors. So what less realtors mean is we have an opportunity to gain market share. So like I said, we're not necessarily going to make a lot of profit this next upcoming year, which our goal is to like exceed our sold units by a ton what we did this year. Say, oh, we were going to make a lot of profit. Well, not necessarily, because we're pumping a ton of money into all of our lead gen and whatnot, and we're going to overtake market share, not in just Berlin, but Milwaukee, because all these other realtors are lowering their expenses. We gain, and it's a predator versus prey market. You're either going to be the predator or you be the prey. You pick. So try to be the predator, and if you don't have any money, that's okay. Utilize people around you that will fund it, and then they just get from you once you convert them. You can't do that unless you have relationships. You can't do that if you don't build relationships with lenders. Big thing with lenders, if you want to build relationships with them, take them out on run golf. Every lender likes to golf, or majority of lenders like to golf. Take them out to a brewer game, like if they like watching brewer games, take them out for coffee. A cup of coffee, everyone takes everyone out for a cup of coffee. But what if you just take them out to something a little bit extra nice? Brewer game, you could buy. There was a ticket for $1. There's tickets selling for $1, and after fees and everything, it went to like $7. That's $14 for you and your partner, future business partner, to go to a brewer game, and then you just build a massively great relationship with them. Oh, and if you don't, it's $14 down the drain, whatever. And that's technically a business. I learned from my past trainings, I shouldn't offer tax advice, and I'm not offering tax advice, but if you take your business partner out to wherever, that's a business meeting. So you could take them out to a nice restaurant, a brewer game, whatever, should be a tax write-off. It'd be a write-off. So talk to your tax person about that. I'm just protecting my own butt here, but tax person about that, etc. Because I learned from my past, even when I'm not licensed. So so many ways just to think outside the box. And right now, everyone needs to do the basics. There's another realtor. This kind of goes back to lead gen and being off topic, but another realtor that I was just talking to, they're like, they've been in business for a while. Well, they know what the upcoming market is coming. Like, they know you have to do the work and do the basics. And that's why I don't want to do that anymore. I did all that when I first started real estate, and I built my business. I got super successful doing it. But it's like, now I just sit back and like collect checks for my team or whatever, and I don't really do much. Like, my numbers are great this year. I made up more money than I ever had. Well, guaranteed, like especially with our team and every people here, majority of people's number of transactions have gone down, but their income has gone up. And Tom Ferry's, I'm quoting him, said that is shit. Period. You want more transactions and less money. Well, that kind of sounds weird, but if you have more transactions, you have more past clients. If you have more past clients, you have more referrals from your past clients, you have more reviews, and your marketing or digital presence and whatnot, because you have more reviews. So transactions over income all day long. So and then last thing I'll say about lead gen too is right now, biggest thing for you to do is fill your database and fill the lead funnel. Just fill it with as many people as possibly can. Add as many people as you possibly can to your database, even if it's a lender or another vendor or business owner, whatever the case may be. Your family members. Go down, if you have access, it's in our one spot for resources for our office. A bold material. Fill out the who do you know sheet. I think it's 50 people or more. Fill out the who do you know sheet. Go through it once or twice as fast as possible. You can't think of who you have off the top of your head. If you have multiple people for one thing, write both of their names down. And then if you write the same person down for multiple lines, well, now circle those and circle all the blanks. Now you can just add a person to each line. If you even, like for me, I don't have a baby. I don't need a babysitter, but that doesn't mean I can't contact a babysitter on LinkedIn or Facebook and be like, hey, I am doing an 8-week long training. It's called Bold, and we have to fill out this who do you know sheet. It's about 150 people. Can you help me fill one of these lines in for future business? Like, I want to give you referrals, or I want to give you my business or my client's business. I have a lot of clients that have babies, and I might have a baby one day, and I might need a babysitter one day. And you run a babysitter center. Like, can I put you? And there you go. Now you just build a relationship. You're offering them a lot of value just for their agreements or give you their, because now you're offering them to give business, not just from yourself, but from all your other clients. So just fill out every line and don't just fill out one name. Try to find like 3 or 5 names. You have 3 to 5 names for 150 lines, but you have 5. I mean, that's 750 people. And then if you have conversations with 750 people. Well, if you want to make 100 conversations per week, that's 7.5 weeks. That's almost 2 months worth of conversations that you could have in 1 week. So another way for lead gen. And I know I'm talking about a lot about lead gen. Lead follow-up. I'm really going to I'm going to send you both some materials, like how we kind of lay out our follow-up. Like day one, what do we do day one? All right, lead comes in, it's speed to lead. We contact the lead within 5 minutes of coming in. At the very most, we try to get it within a minute, within three minutes, but at most, no more than 5 minutes of that lead coming in. So let's say we get a realtor.com lead, we call them within 5 minutes. And then if they don't answer, all right, we call them back. We don't leave a voicemail just yet. We call them twice. Don't leave a voicemail. But then we text. And then
You call them twice right away. You call, they don't pick up, you call again.
Yep.
Or is it
Right away.
spaced out?
No, right away.
Okay.
Right away, we call them twice.
So that way they know it's not a marketer.
Exactly.
Alright.
And we don't leave a voicemail either. So that kind of creates a suspense or who's calling me. But we usually do like a call, and a text. That way they actually know who it is. The text is optional really, because it's like, I want to create a little bit of suspense, but why do they call me twice back to back? It's kind of a suspense. So then the next time you call, that same day, we do another call. So like in the morning, we generally try to do this. So like the lead comes in at 5 o'clock at night, we're just going to call twice and we call them the next day. Personally, if it's a lead that comes in at 9 o'clock in the morning, we call. Text is optional, voicemail is optional. Let the day roll out. Before my ISA leaves, call them twice again. And if they don't pick up both times, we leave a voicemail on that last call. And then we text them as well. And then, yeah, we contact, like I said, over 30 times. I had to look at the specific number, but it's about 30 times, if not more, within 12 days. And they get calls, voicemails, texts, emails that are automated emails. And some of them even get a golden letter from us, which it's a very generic letter. It's like, hey, homeowner at this address, we came across. I mean, it all depends on the lead source, but a golden letter specifically just says, hey, homeowner, can we buy your house for cash? Or can we buy your house? We have a buyer that's looking in your neighborhood, name your price. Super simple. And we used to use that golden letter and send it out to a bunch of neighborhoods, and we got good
You're
response.
using like a cash offer letter or
Yeah, it doesn't even necessarily have to be a cash offer. It's just like, hey, we have a buyer for you, name your price, or contact us and name your price, and we'll see if we can work something out. We want to make it a win-win situation. We want to be able to give you what you want.
yes, it's I get what I'm saying.
Yeah, no,
It's an offer creation.
exactly.
Yeah,
It
okay.
could, and you personally, like if I have an investment business, so it's like with our golden letters, I'll buy your home for cash. Can we work something out? Or like, can you, like, if you want to sell your house for cash, contact me, let's work something out. You don't necessarily have to say cash. You just say, I have a buyer or I have cash to help purchase a house. Let's see if we can work something out. If we do have a buyer that would actually buy their house, because let's say we have a buyer that wants to be in a specific neighborhood and we have a seller that responds to our golden letter, that buyer 9 out of 10 times might not want that house, want the neighborhood, but they might not want that house, or they don't want that price. So we can't keep see eye to eye on the price. Well, now we could be like, what if we listed your house just for like 1 week or 2 weeks? We just signed a 2-week long listing contract. Let's just test out the market. Let's just test to see if we can actually get what you want for your house on the market, and not necessarily from my buyer, but like on the market. Would you be interested in doing that? That way you have at least some sort of, you have a potential to get at least proposed, just because a lot of times the sellers do agree to test in the market and just list it for 1 or 2 weeks. And if they test it and then they get an offer for the price that they want, they're going to be ecstatic. The buyer's going to be ecstatic. You're going to be ecstatic because you get a paycheck, and everything's a win-win. But at the end of the day, you always have to find the motivation, because if they don't move and they don't want to move, like if they don't want to move, don't keep them over and over and over again. But go after 3 no's, not 2 no's, but 3 no's. We go after 3 no's every single time. We get objection like, I don't want to sell right now. All right, why don't you want to sell right now? Blah blah blah. This happened. All right, what if we do this? Still no. Okay, cool. Can you just keep us in mind for the future? Or like, what if we do this, and if this doesn't work out, just keep us in mind for the future when it's right for you to sell. We don't push people. We don't try to sell. We don't try to sell real estate. We try to build relationships. Period. If you do that over a long period of time, you're going to be very successful.
You do your whatever touches the paint or whatever you call it.
Yeah.
At the end of that time frame, do you dump them into a normal like weekly email?
So I should actually, I want to focus a lot on follow up, because I've been focusing a lot.
No, that's fine. And I'm writing all this.
Yeah, totally. And this is all recorded and whatnot too. But anyways, lead gen, again, overview. All of our leads go into Follow Up Boss. They then automatically get tagged, automatically get attached to an action plan. The action plan sends them automated emails. It sends them automated text, and it has tasks that auto-populate into my ISA's task list for her to just look at and complete every single day. So all she has to do is complete her task list every single day. Now, the way the lead goes, new lead comes in, it goes into the lead stage, the lead bucket, new lead stage, new lead bucket, right? Unless they like left a message like, hey, I want to sell my house tomorrow. Well, then it goes in the hot prospect stage, and the hot prospect stage is anybody that wants to buy or sell real estate within 3 months. We used to have it for 6 months, but we changed it to 3 months. Anything over 3 months goes into a nurture. So anyways, all leads go into this new lead stage, automatically get attached to action plan, tasks, etc.
You're from the various things that you're getting your new leads, they jump into your follow-up box, and then it's dictated how the lead came to you, and you look at like what it is, and if they said, like I'm ready to sell today, then you accelerate. If they're not, you go through the normal automated action.
Yeah, exactly.
That automated action plan, will we have a reference that we have access to that? Will we be able to see your action stuff, even if we can recreate it?
Yeah. So I have a contact attempt list that goes over, it breaks down the initial lead stage, the nurture stage, and the hot prospect stage by day. So it's like day 1, we do this, phone call, text, blah, blah, blah. Day 2, we do this. Day 3, we do this. Day 4, we don't do anything. Day 5, we do this. Well, we do day 4. Example, it lays out every single day and what to do on each of those days. It doesn't have the templates. We used to have like the templates on there, and we used to have the goal regarding the contact attempt. But then it just got too complicated, and we're just trying to simplify everything. So now everything, all of our templates are in Follow Up Boss, and it's super simple. But yeah, I will send out that contact attempt form sometime this week. I want to get it done sooner.
You
like
made this?
Yeah, I built all this out.
Oh,
yeah.
I thought you just snagged it from like Tom Ferry.
Well, I snagged a lot of stuff from a lot of people, and then I found out what worked best for our team and myself, and my ISA, and I simplified it and I personalized it for our team over the course of over 2 years. And now what I realized when I went to FOCON is our follow-up system is one of the best in the country, period. That against anybody else, because all these major teams, they're going over like the 36 touch. We can go over as well. They're going over their follow-up plans like this and whatnot. And they were going over their numbers and whatnot. I'm like, all right, our numbers are generally better than theirs, and our conversion rates are generally better than theirs. We're converting about 12% of our leads, when a 3% conversion rate is like average.
Yes, and that is awesome, but it has to do with your offer creating.
There's a lot more, there's a lot more that goes into us that is not inside Follow Boss. So like letters, retargeting.
When you say golden letter, what is that?
Golden letter is essentially super simple. It literally says, it's a letter. It says, hey, homeowner, whatever their name is, if you even know their name, it's a homeowner at this address. I'm a local realtor. We have a buyer that's looking into your neighborhood. Are you willing to sell your house?
Golden letter, the golden letter is to invoke that. Do you have a buyer? I know that there's always a case where you can align a buyer, but when you're sending out the golden letter, it's they reached out, they're interested in selling. You send out the golden letter, it's for sure.
Well, they're not
some
interested.
buyer-
They're not interested in selling.
Oh,
we
what's
just send out this golden letter as like a fuel farm or
Cool.
a
Okay.
circle
Yeah,
prospect.
Yeah.
So it's like a cold call to someone that never even heard of us, seen us before. And it's
Cool.
just
And
a
then
letter.
they scan a QR code or go to a website and they log in their info and it dumps in the follow-up boss.
You can do that. The way we use this golden letter is we have, so if you see in here, we have Cloud Attract leads. We have a lot of them.
Yeah.
We have some that are no names.
What are
Cloud Attract, no, you're good. I was going over that. So on our website, which I built, go to our website, we have Cloud Attract. So if you go to like, what is my home worth? It takes you to Cloud Attract's website. All you have to do is input your address. Once you input your address, you fill out like how many beds, baths, and anything else that we, like property, whatever. Essentially, it's a CMA automator. It automates CMAs for people to figure out what the home price is. It's like a Zestimate, but much more accurate. Much more accurate. And then we've figure out, like, we tweaked our marketing, what gets sent out in like this.
Yeah.
We tweaked in there and be like, this number, we make sure like this number is not set. This is not your home worth. This is not like, this is assessment on steroids, like blah, 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 whatever we say. And essentially it's a call to action for them to contact us to get their exact price. We can do an actual scene, like we can go visit their house. If we can't visit their house, well, our best we can do is
Yeah, for sure.
So we basically say this is not an actual 100% foolproof value of your house because we haven't seen your house. If you would like a foolproof answer, what is your house worth? Let us come out.
But they entered that and they obviously entered in their email address and phone number.
Well, that's another thing too. A lot of this pulls in leads, or it tracks all these leads into Follow Boss, even if they don't fill out anything. So like right here, we have no name, no name, no name. They didn't give us a phone, they didn't give us an email, they didn't give us a name, but give us an address. So what if we
so
just,
as far as they got into the process, it's the information.
exactly.
And then once they give you, like, you must have different statements. Like, you don't get the email and the phone number, you do get the address. This is a golden letter opportunity.
This is a perfect golden letter. And you see the task right here on the right hand side?
Yeah.
Golden letter. So it tells my ISA to send them a golden letter because it is a lead that just has an address. So we send them a golden letter like, hey, would you be willing to sell your house? If they reply to that letter, and it's crazy because they found our website, they found an ad because we have a lot of ads around this CMA website. They found us somehow. They know Lifetime Realty somehow. Now they get a letter from us.
Yeah, brand recognition.
That's kind of like,
yeah.
Whoa. But another thing too, which was a huge eye opener for me, is if you really have a digital online experience or presence, people find Lifetime Realty Group via ads, they find our website, they find the CMA page, right? Well, they have to agree to cookies, right? So cookie is essentially if someone goes to our website, drops a cookie for that person. So if they go on Facebook, they see ads and they see more posts about They see more ads when they're searching Google. They see more ads when they're on like New York Times website, because all these platforms, a lot of them are owned by Google, or you could search by Google, whatnot. And they have ads for it. So like I was playing a video game, and it has like this additive like screen, whatever, that can like helps track your stats or some crap. I'm just testing out whatever. Just constant State Farm insurance ads from different agents, different whatever. Video game. So it's like, but it's by Google, it's Google ads, and Google ads don't necessarily show up on Google, they show up on YouTube, blogs, all their websites. So they go to our website, we drive everyone to our website, they go to our website, or they like something on Facebook from ours or whatever. And everywhere they go, we follow them
Yeah, how do you do that retargeting?
automatically.
It's
Retargeting,
pixeled in Facebook, but I don't know what it's.
there's Google Analytics, there's Facebook Pixel, there's Follow Up Pixel.
Who do you
even
have
now,
managed?
me.
Oh,
Which
God bless you, man, that's awesome.
I hate it. Well, I do hate that portion, and we're going to, for me, most likely I'm stepping out of like the marketing role of my team, and I'm going to focus on buying and selling real estate, or just buying real estate. That's focus on that, and the marketing aspect. We're going to hire a professional that has 100% of their time and focus on retargeting, on ads, on the website. On my website, I'll probably still manage, but they have 100% focus.
We're managing all your Google leads.
Managing everything, and
the Google retargeting, the Google whatever.
And everything is automatically going into Follow Up Boss. And the craziest thing too, this person contacts us through Facebook or whatever, goes to our website, it still tracks them, and it puts in an event saying, hey, they visited our website. Oh, okay, so they visited our website, let's go reach out to them. Follow Up Boss too, let's say one of these leads, they have a green dot by their picture profile. That means they're currently on our website. So if we see that, oh, we're going to give them a call, because we know they're on our website, and we know you're active and you're ready to rock and roll. So now we're going to give you a call because you're on our website right there. But essentially, I'm just kind of getting off track with targeting and stuff, because that's more very high level stuff, and not necessarily like a little bit more basics. And the basics are this: every lead needs to go into one CRM or one spot right away. Every lead should go in one spot. And then it goes 30 days is our new lead stage. Our new lead stage lasts for 30 days. From there, they go into nurture, unless we get a conversation in between that first 30 days saying, oh, they want to buy or sell within 3 months. Well, now they go in the hot prospect stage. If we don't get in contact with them at all, it goes from new lead stage to nurture. And with the nurture, we sent.
Sorry, that was without any reciprocated contact.
No conversation, nothing. It automatically goes through it all. They're automatically getting all these emails, and once they go into nurture, now we're going to add them into our weekly newsletter. We're going along. Right now, Jen on our team does like weekly marketing reports. We just add all these leads to Jen's email stream for that. But we're going to leverage that out, plus all this other marketing stuff that we're doing. We're really, and like this, like we're getting a call right now, and every single phone call automatically gets tracked in here. I get notified for every single text, every single phone call, every single thing that my ISA does. I get notified. And that's another huge thing with this follow-up, is you need to track all your data, and you need to make sure your data is very accurate and very visible. Data is king. If you don't have the right data, you don't know who to market out to, marketing dollars. And you're also wasting your time on contacting people that don't want to buy or sell in real estate. Essentially, right now, we need to focus on people that need to buy or sell real estate, not the people that necessarily want to. The people that need to is going to be a bigger group of people than people that want to in this upcoming market. So we want to market out to people who want to buy or sell real estate. So it's the people that we're trying to get in contact with all these new leads as fast as possible. And we want to know if they're going to buy or sell real estate within the next 3 months or even 6 months. We focus all of our attention on those leads. all of our marketing, we double make sure that we're contacting them once a week. We're sending them valuable information, we're sending them videos, we're sending them all this stuff. We're sending them even we can give them a nice little gift. Like, we have a nice conversation with somebody. Yeah, I want to buy or sell. I want to sell real estate within 6 months from now. All right, cool. We'll send them a pre-listing packet with like a brownie or something, a treat, because once they receive our pre-listing packet, it's a bunch of marketing from our team. And when they eat a brownie, that creates a bigger connection with Lifetime Realty, because now you're going after more businesses. They feel it because you're feeling a piece of paper, they're feeling the brownie, they're tasting it because they're eating the brownie, and they see it. And they don't necessarily hear it, but we're sending them videos, we're sending video texts. Hey, whatever lead name, thanks for a great buyer appointment consultation. I'm really happy to work with you. I sent you some things via email, one of which was the buyer agency agreement. If you get that signed over to me, we start this process. As soon as you sign that, we get going. Boom, done. Send that over to the lead as a video text. Simple. But yeah, as far as lead follow-up, it goes, we simplified it immensely. It goes from new leads to nurture, unless there's some sort of contact attempt. They want to see a house. All right, now they schedule a showing, and then the in showing state. Now we're showing them houses, but we still haven't signed anything with them, and we still haven't had a consultation with them. So they move into the showing stage, and then that triggers a new automation plan. And then if they want to, let's say their emails are bouncing or their phone is dead, it automatically records it, automatically tags them, and then automatically goes into another lead, another stage. It just, everything's automated.
You made this
Yeah.
from scratch?
Yep.
How did you know what to put for a copy?
So that's another thing, is like, I didn't know anything. I just did it. And that's the number one thing I'm struggling with, is like, I always in paralysis by analysis, but it's like,
For sure,
just
sales copy is the hardest thing.
yeah. So it's like, screw it, I'm just gonna do it. But essentially, the biggest thing that helped a lot was another team that uses Follow Boss at a high level with ISAs at a high level. Now that we use it at a higher level than them, but it doesn't matter. They gave us ISAs we're going through. It was called Hatch Coaching, and it was $1,000 or something like that. It was a crazy expensive video course and like membership too, because there's also like monthly payments or whatever. I watched that and it changed. It laid out everything for this, and that's where I started. But I didn't know any. It didn't give me text templates or email templates or anything like that. But anything is found on Google. Plus, Follow Plus, they supply you immense amount of templates. That's what we originally used, was just all their templates. And we hired another outside marketer. He changed all our templates for the good, and then we fired him because he sucked and wasn't doing anything. Spoke a lot of good things, just didn't. So we fired him, but he gave us a lot of good information and education. So then that way, I just kept learning and learning and learning. Part of Facebook groups, part of this, whatnot. And I, over the course of 2 years, I can tell you that we have mastered this system. Now, right now, we're just improving our templates and improving our conversions and what it's.
So you have an offer out there, whether it's Facebook, realtor.com, past clients, whatever, they come back in through one of your, no past clients. Not past clients. They come in through one of your avenues or one of your landing pages or whatever. They drop into this follow-up campaign as a new lead. They get a series of automated texts and emails. And then if they don't reply to anything within, would you say like 30 days, they get put on like the monthly email.
Well, the nurture plan, it's a weekly newsletter. And we also have like a monthly newsletter.
The newsletter is an email, not a physical copy.
Correct.
Do any physical mailed market update?
People just stole those away.
But for sure. It's brand new. So I was just curious.
Yeah.
Do you guys do like from your friends or any
Yeah,
sort of
from our
mailers?
friends, but from our friends is only for our past clients.
Only for past ones.
Correct.
All these people here, you would never know their names. So it's actually like a hot thing.
Depends. I would say 90% of the time we do know the name. You see all these names in here. The only time we don't know the name is if it came from
Oh,
like
I'm sorry. Like, these are not people, unless you went in here, you wouldn't know. Like your ISA, your OSA, or whatever would be the main.
ISA, it builds the relationship with all of them, and they do it in a way where they build a relationship not just with them but with our team, and they build trust in the team. So then when the time comes to transfer the lead over to the agent to confirm and schedule the appointment, they already know us, they like us, and they trust us before the appointment is officially set, before that transfer between agents and ISA.
Your ISA is actually a VA.
OSA is VA, our ISA is Vanessa, and she's in our office.
Vanessa, what's her last
Barajas. Yeah, she's Hispanic. A little bit shorter.
name?
Curly
Could you
hair.
introduce me sometime?
Yeah,
That'd be
definitely.
awesome.
And she has a coach too, an ISA coach from MAPS that helps her a lot with what she says. But then they also kind of nitpick our follow-up systems, and they helped us a ton with our follow-up systems and take it to the next level. Because what we were doing was it was good. We were getting 3 to 5% conversion rate, but now we're getting over almost 15%. We're getting over. So
What would you say is your average leads per month? Cold, off of your name, off of your offer.
So, and then this is also super cool because it has a lot of reporting that could just go into lead sources. Look at lead sources this month, we're already at 39, and that's digital lead sources. And that's not from open houses. That's not from any of our past clients. That's not from seminars. We try to put them in here too, but we're doing in-person seminars, and usually we talk to those leads in person and we just put them in plan right away. But right now, this month, we already have 39. We get much more than that. Let's just say last month. Last month, we only got 61. It was down 72 from last year. So 61, plus then all of our phone calls, we get a ton of phone calls.
Your automated text and email campaigns is the most valuable.
Yeah.
And I would imagine that you convert a lot of people in that automated process. Whatever's in those texts or in those emails, enticing enough to make somebody make the decision and the process boil down.
Right, and we're scrapping almost every single of our templates, and we're that's our last state is scrapping our templates. I would say it's 75% of our templates because the other 25% work really well. But we're scrapping a lot of our templates, and I wouldn't say we convert much more leads over the phone, one-on-one conversations than automated emails and texts.
Totally agree. Yeah.
But it builds brand recognition, builds, because when you contact someone 30 times in 12 days, plus they see our website, plus they see our ads all over the place, and we just follow them around, and we send them in the mail, or we send them just constantly following up. These follow-up systems,
You have a real business.
this is run by
I would say 90% of the people who sit in this room for the meeting or whatever do not have anything of the sort.
So if I was able to talk in front of every single one of them, I would have talked each person. I would have looked at each person individually and say,
you don't have
99% of you don't have a business or aren't running it to the it needs to be.
Well, this is the gap between doing 12 to 20 deals a year and doing 80 to
100%. And honestly, ever since I started this, even when the basic of the basics started this, when we didn't have an ISA, we just had an ISA in March this year. So we had a year and a half of just Jeremy and I answering these calls and trying to manage the system. But our lead source, I would probably say 65% of our lead source comes from our sphere and our past clients. Massive. That's why we have a 42 touch plan. It's not a 36 touch plan, and we spend hundreds of thousands of dollars. That is our number one lead source, and that's our lifetime clients.
That seems to be universal through all.
Universal, but between all top performers, usually no less than 65% of their business comes from past clients in the sphere of influence. the other percent. So like that was our percentage, and then our follow-up or our digital leads and whatnot was like 8% of our total close, and now we're over 20%. So it's just been going increasing more and more and more because this new leads number was also probably like 20 to 30. But now it's
You have a 15% conversion rate from
12.
of new lead.
12%
Above
conversion
10.
rate from lead to appointment. From lead to appointment, and then after the appointment, it's a whole nother aspect. We include all those numbers from lead to close.
Yeah,
It's generally around 6 to 8%.
that is huge.
Massive.
That is huge.
If you and everyone else, the national average is between 1 and 3%. You want to shoot for 3 to 5% from lead to
You're doing
appointment.
6 deals a month on Facebook marketing, Google marketing, because
Because just all this other market, yeah. There's so much
your offers on your Facebook marketing and whatever are the CMA, and I'm assuming, I'm gonna guess, the cash off.
Yeah, not always though. Not always. There's a lot of times they just reach out to us and ask us. They don't necessarily go up to the CMA page. They go to our website here, and they go to. A lot of times they fill this out right here.
Oh, okay.
A lot of times they contact us.
And then the
through
first
here.
step is always actually supposed to be the calls.
Always. First step is
And then you don't get the call. Like if you land them on the call, I'm assuming you take them off.
and it all depends. And even when we do land the call, it's usually a different drip because this is a different drip for every school. We have a automation plan for appointments and how to schedule appointments. Let's just see here action plans. So we have 34 action plans. And
That are currently in use.
yeah, currently in use. So EOP buyer, EOP seller. So we paid Dave Ramsey for leads. Past expert, we did the same thing. 31. Yeah. Yeah. So we have a lead source, but then we split up each lead source between buyer and seller. So let's say EOP buyer. So we automatically have a tag and it emails them, oh, this is integrated. Let's go to the generic buyer follow-up. So it sends them an email saying it's an introduction saying, hey, we got we got notified from our friends, and this is cool too because with this email.
Yeah.
So like, hi, contact first name. This is a code where it automatically holds their first name.
Yeah. Or
My name is, this is Vanessa's account, so come from Vanessa. It's nice to connect with you. Our friends at lead source name. So our friends at realtor.com sent us a message. Like help buying real estate. I'd be happy to help, blah, blah, blah. Please contact me if you don't want to contact me right away. We have a new link. We'll call. Thanks. Bye. Boom. Super simple, easy, done. Automatically adds a tag to them, automatically adds 2 tasks for them to call, to text, and circle back calls. So it's like, all right, call them in the morning, 2 calls in the morning, no voicemail. SB text, don't even know what that is because that's my ISA's saying with their coach. And then PM and AM, it all depends. Like contact attempts, it's also when. And it's the same thing with like social media. There's times to post, times not to post. So like with this is like, all right, we're gonna call them in the morning, we're gonna call them at night. All right, right here is just 1 email, 4 calls, no voicemails, 1 text. That's 5, 6 contact attempts for today. Next day, you get 2 emails, and then 2 calls, 1 email. She likes to manually do this email just because she changes it different for the person. ISA manages this. All right, that's 3 contact attempts right then and there. This one, another email, a text, and 2 more calls and a voicemail. So 2 calls, voicemail, text, email, 5 contact attempts per day.
you have one of these for each way you get a lead. And I'm assuming that at some point you took this off of the template that you grabbed, modified it exactly so what you wanted.
Yeah, I had so many different modified, like a lot of work. So we went from like, let's do the initial lead plan at 30 days. Let's do it 12 days. We tried both of those kind of templates, and we tried, all right, let's just contact them like 10 times within the 30 days. oh, why don't we contact them 30 times in 12 days or whatever. So it's like we played around a lot with it. So it's like right here for Dave Ramsey buyers, 40% of our leads are engaged, like they're actually opening up our emails, they're contacting us, blah blah blah. That's nuts. And it tracks
100%. What was that?
this is just generic seller follow-up. And like this is a huge one. This is my nurture plan. 38% are engaged.
That's huge.
This is 75% with our generic buyer
I feel
follow-up.
awesome when I get like 12%.
Yeah, so was I. Like I was ecstatic, but then over time I've been deal with this for over 2 years. And even this too is like we refer leads out to people. It's another automation plan. And if you've come across a lead that's like, yeah, I just bought or sold real estate last month, I don't need your help. I'm still following up with them once a month. Or even if, oh, I have an agent. All right, cool. I'm still gonna follow up with you once a month, just see how your process is going.
I'm assuming you mean like email or you calling also.
Usually it's just email, and it's
Okay.
nothing. I also have to disclose this. It's nothing me. I'm not saying like, hey, screw your realtor, come work with us, and here's why.
Yes. If I would assume generic.
Yeah, and it could
Like,
be
do you
text
even-
or email,
That's automated, right?
automated.
Okay.
So it's like, hey, we haven't talked in a while. How's your process currently going with your current real estate? Oh, it's going great still. Cool, thanks. Or it's like, it's going great. Never contact me again. All right, cool. I won't.
Yeah, I get that.
But if you get that, all right, we have a not interested stage, and we're gonna call you once or twice a year until you die. Straight up, until you die. 'Cause these go for the day, it goes by days, and it's like 100,000 days. So I don't follow up until they die or until I die. Period. Even if they say screw us, they could swear us out on the phone for 5 hours. I don't care. I'm gonna call you at least once a year. I'm gonna text
Do
you
you
once a year.
track those conversions
Um,
of the we call them forwards. F word.
oh, yeah.
Die.
Yeah, those since we started doing that just like a few months ago, don't have big numbers on it because that
That's fair.
usually
Okay.
takes a long
Yeah.
time to see. But I will say we definitely had people that were quote unquote in the trash stage or in the just bought, just sold, or has a realtor or not interested stage. We had produced clients on those stages. People that were like, they unsubscribed from our emails. They told us to F off. They told us to whatever, or they just never contacted us. I'm gonna follow up until you die, period. And I'll go after 3 no's. And even if I get that 3 no's, all right, cool. I'm gonna get these 3 no's. I'm gonna follow up with you 6 months from now, a year from now, or whatever. I'm gonna follow up until you die, because no matter where you are, you're going to need some form of real estate, whether it's renting or buying a house. You gotta live somewhere. So let me help you no matter where you go, because my team and myself are connected with so many agents across the entire world. No matter where you want to move to, we have somebody that can help you. If we don't, we know somebody near that area that will know somebody.
Okay, so you're that's a
builds
whole
up.
different funnel. But I'm just curious, how do you get in front of those people? You're saying the people referring out, or are you including that little offer piece on your weekly, or how are you incorporating that to make sure you don't lose those people who think that you can't help them over there?
Oh, gotcha.
Like, is that
They're in my email templates and they're in our calls as well, but it's case by case, because it's from people that those types of conversations happen when they tell us like they're not ready right now. They don't want to buy or sell anytime. But I know they're elderly couple live in Wisconsin. Well, maybe they want to move to Florida. So I'm going to continue following up with them, and I'm going to send them postcards with Florida a picture of Florida on the front. Make it memorable. And there's been times like if you make the front of your postcard, it's like a birthday card or whatever. Just a normal postcard, not a letter, but like an actual postcard or whatever that's handwritten too. And you can also automate that as well. There's handwriting bots that you can automate. So we're gonna implement that soon. Is the card is like cover, it's like super cool, super beneficial. It's like something that's memorable that they save. Um, Another huge one too is like if you have a client or a past client that their dog was died, send them a picture of their dog. If you found it on Facebook or something, just try to find a picture of their dog and have a handwritten note of the dog's viewpoint thanking the seller for a great, and they cry and then they frame it and they put it up. And now it's a conversation piece. So every time someone walks into the party or their house, they make sure to point out that letter. Yeah, my realtor gave me this letter. They saw that my dog died on Facebook. I posted about it and they gave me a letter less than a week later. And it was a super cool note. And it was a story from the dog's point of view. Thinking,
So this is amazing. This is like a significant business.
that's why I wanted this room to be filled.
No, every single one of us should be learning this, but what is the first step? Because right now I'm unsatisfied with it.
I hate
I,
commands. I'll tell everybody. I hate commands, and I'll tell anybody that. I really do. And which is weird because I'm launching a shared service around commands within the next couple of weeks, where basically, side note, my slogan is like I'll get any command database of any size to 88% household or better within 1/4 of a year or your money back.
That's cool.
Yeah. Or you get lead in 3 months after my completion date with your command, or you get a lead if you don't get a lead at all within the time that we're working with your command or 3 months after the completion date, you get your money back. So regardless, the system, the service is free because you get a lead out of it that pays for it and then some, or if you don't get a lead or if your health score doesn't improve. Anyway, that's a side note. So anyways, I do dislike the commands. And main reason why, because command has a closed API system. Keller Williams, and everyone says it's a cool thing that Keller Williams owns all their technology. Yeah, it's cool. And it's going to be really cool in the future once it actually gets developed. But as of now, I hate majority of, I don't use command designs. I use Canva. I don't use, command is strictly there just house, to just forget us are paid and to house all of our past clients. And for like sending out monthly neighborhood nurtures and essentially what we use command for. We use Realty Juggler for sending out all of our golden letters and mailers and inviting people to whatever. We use command at the lowest.
How does Realty Juggler incorporate this?
Realty Juggler is strictly only for our past clients that we produce mailer labels for, mail labor, like labels for the mailers for. That's the only reason.
Birthday stuff or like
So like Pi Day, we send out or pictures in the park, we send out a letter inviting all these people to our client event or whatever it is, and the label, the name, and then the address, that label is what we use Realty Juggler for, period. That's it. We don't use Realty Juggler for anything else besides generating an easy way to generate mail.
Those mailing labels are like print ones on it.
Yeah, and you just
like
like
stickers.
Yeah, easy. And it's like it'll recognize relationships between people. Command can do that too, and it's really cool. Command can do that. But the thing is with command, and the difference between command and Realty Juggler is because Realty Juggler, it recognizes relationships between people. So it's like Joe and Mary Yukovic or whatever, and then their address. And it says, Joe Yukovic, here's your address. Mary Yukovic, here's your address. So that's two labels for one household.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's command. And command has so much improvement. And I know I kind of crapped on command a little bit, but it is new. It is new and it's
for sure.
A lot of time. And the difference between Follow Up Boss has almost never breaks. The support team is insane, absolutely insane. He replied to me within 2 hours almost every time with 100%. They don't, every single problem I gave them, they fixed it or it's a project for them to implement. And another thing with this is API integrates with Follow Boss is it leverages out to all these different companies that specialize in one thing, and it all comes together in Follow Boss. So like there's companies that like lead providers that help with SEO or retargeting ads or anything like that. Integrates in command with Follow Boss extremely easily, and it just Follow Boss leverages all like these other companies to make their CRM the best and the greatest. Instead of they own it and it's all in-house.
Yeah.
Leverage it out to anybody, and it's not an open API, meaning I can't automatically send my leads from my website to command. And I can't automatically, once the lead automatically goes into, which it doesn't automatically go into an action plan, and it automatically doesn't get tagged, and it automatically doesn't put. You can make smart plans to do that. But with Follow Boss, all of our leads come in automatically, and it triggers a sequence of events through command. It doesn't have to. So you can build.
So that API designates exactly what the follow-up plan will be. So it'll take their information, input it into the follow-up plan.
This. So right here is like home light sellers, home light buyers, realtor.com buyers. It's all API. So here's the action plan that automatically goes attached to them. It distributes to the specific agent automatically. The lender, you can have a lender on here too, and you can assign it to a lender. But with Follow Boss, most people use Follow Boss like command because there's deals. There's a deal section. We don't use that. We strictly only use Follow Boss for one spot for all of our new leads to go, and one spot to house them until we schedule the appointment, and it's a held appointment. Once it's a held appointment, then they go into command. From there.
After it goes through this individual sequence, no matter where it came in, you actually put them into a weekly, right?
Not necessarily.
No.
Not really until nurture. We're contacting them so much. We don't want to send them.
Oh, that's what I mean. After the sequence,
after the first 30 days.
Route. Yeah.
After
you're no longer viewing them as like an active new lead.
Right.
Now they're just somebody who filled out some stuff.
Exactly.
You put them into your weekly or monthly campaign, auto move.
Yeah. Well, our newsletter would be automated. We just have to add their email to the newsletter email list.
And then the newsletter goes out once a week or once a month.
It's going to be going out once a week.
Okay.
And the newsletter is going to include a bunch of stuff. It's going to be a super small section on like a recap of what our team did over the last week. There's going to be upcoming events. There's going to be one video attached every single time, a weekly market update video. And then there's just going to be local business spotlights. There's going to be coupons to the local businesses, local events that are going on. Just provide value, and then not in fine print, but you can point like super small in fine print is just like, oh, we sold this many houses this week. We got accepted offers. We blah, blah, blah. We have these open houses coming up, blah, blah, blah. Everything else is just value add. And then the newsletter, if they watch that video, and they go on YouTube to watch puppies eating whipped cream, well, now they're going to see an ad from Lifestyle.
If they open the email, they get retargeted, they get pixeled or whatever.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And then with this too is really cool.
The retarget. How did you go about setting that up?
Honestly,
That
it's like
how did you learn about pixels?
I just opened up Google Pixel or like Google Analytics, and I just looked at the center and just like read articles like how does a Google Pixel work? How does retargeting work?
Did you create their Google business? Really? Okay.
Google business website, social medias, but I don't manage the social medias too much. That's more KDG. I do all the ads. I do the retargeting. I do follow up lead sources, at least digitally. and I manage our budget for marketing budget, which
You're
is
essentially a marketer.
correct. Jeremy is technically the director of lead gen, but I basically do it all, and then I just on what I can.
Yeah, that makes
So that's essentially it. But like I said, we're just going to
no, it's fine.
Yeah.
And you can wrap this up whenever you want.
I just love training a lot. I just love what I do like this. That's why I want to keep doing more. And I just
This
wish more people
is
showed up.
the difference between people
100%.
who are no longer worried about money.
100%. And that what you just said is literally what every single top producer is. We all know how to lead gen. Just shut up and do it. It's simple. Now, and then when you lead gen, you fill up your database. That's easy. That's simple, right? All right, but now how do you convert them? How do you convert them into appointments at a high level and not just like constantly going crazy, constantly like writing down a to-do list, like, oh, I gotta contact this person, oh, I gotta contact this person. Because once you start filling up more and more leads,
It's impossible.
it's impossible.
The numbers.
Our team has 2 people managing follow-up loss, or 3 including me. And then our command is ran by 3 more people that are completely different. So it's just like we have basically 6 people that are constantly putting work into CRMs and marketing. And now we're gonna leverage it out. Besides like the CRM part of stuff, we're not gonna leverage that out, but marketing and retargeting and ads and all that type of stuff, we're gonna leverage out to multiple companies that solely focus on our team and solely focus on building our SEO and our retargeting and our pixels, our cookies, etc. Dominating our online presence game. It's that right now in our area, I would probably only say there's 1 agent that does it, and it's Powers Realty. Because when I look up like home, everyone has dislikes it. Everyone has their own opinion. And I know I'm being.
I've done it too.
Yeah, it's rough. I'm doing.
It's really hard to keep that head upright. I'm assuming.
Yo.
It was a 20-minute conversation. 18 minutes of it was for himself.
Always doing a deal with them right now. But I'm not talking to our director. Someone else is phenomenal to work with. I'm so happy.
Really?
No, anyways, I'm in a lot of the same thoughts, but she does dominate the marketing, mainly because when I look up homes for sale in New Berlin, even based out of Upper East Side, whatever, Whitefish Bay area. When I look up homes for sale, you got Slow, Realtor.com, Julia, Redfin, Powers Realty, ColdwellBanker.com, and a couple of these big companies. Keller Williams never is going to show up. Williams will never show up until they fix their website. Another thing about Wisconsin too is like our MLS is the second most outdated MLS in the world, not the most.
Here's
100%, and it's not even close. A huge part of it is because so there's an IDX feed. IDX feed is basically a home search tool. Type in the property or type in whatever and then you find properties, right? Well, that IDX feed where all your houses pop up. So if you go on like your app, your Keller Williams app, that's the IDX feed for your properties information. That's public. So I wanted for our website right here, we have this home page. So we have buttons. You go to property search tool, button. It's actually integrated into our website. IDX feed, no one can go to our website and search up the houses, which sucks because if I could see that. I could have people go to our website and I could direct people to our website. You're like, you want 100% updated information that Soul doesn't give. Go to our website and start searching for properties there. They start searching for properties there. They start saving properties. It pops up on follow-up us. They save our properties. It pops up on our follow-up us that they visit our website, etc. And we see all their activity on our website. Now we're going to contact them. It's much easier to merge. Difference is in Milwaukee, or just our MLS, is we can't have a different IDX feed from our office. And if you like last time, and and any lead, like each agent has their own website provided by Keller Williams, right? So anybody can go on there and search for properties, and they still give you leads or not, right? Like it's not going to the office, it's not going to brokerage. IDX feed has to look, feel the same. It has to be the same as exact IDX feed to brokerage and their agents. So, and the Williams doesn't publicly release their IDX feed, because if I had that, I would just take their IDX feed and put it into our website. So the way people search on our website, it's the same exact look and feel as a brokerage. I'm going to be compliant that way, but it doesn't work that way. Hey, and I think what I'm talking about. Yeah, here it is. So this is a website by Spots. It's what we used to have people go. It's like property search to it. They click that, it would pop up here. Now they can search for properties, they can log in, create an account, like their own consumer account, etc. They can contact us, they can do whatever. Search for properties. This is the idea right here. So then when I search up something, let's just say current location, it pops this up, and all this. So like all these properties and whatnot, they all have to display the same look and feel information, down to the last, down to the font, down to everything. So it's like, why can't I have all of this on my own website? Well, we can't do that in Wisconsin. Why? It's our rule that they have, and they haven't changed it.
Well, Keller Williams or like
Our MLS. Our MLS.
We saw.
So we've been trying to do that for, I mean, Jeremy's been trying to do that for 6 years. I've been trying to do it for 3 since I've been on the team. IDX feed on here and make our conversion rates much higher. Instead of having all these buttons, people can actually search and listen. And we just can't do it because it's different from our office. Another reason why it just kind of sucks, because I want the IDX feed. Like, it's not that hard to just like plug and play. Keller Williams owns all their technology, and it's all new, so it's all kind of sucks. And like, this is our website. This is going to be updated. It's just a filler, but this is going to be brand new. We just shot our team video to be launched within the next week or 2. Like, this is our website.
Team video?
It's just like a 3-minute video people can watch, and they know everything about our team, and they know how we came about, what we do, what we offer.
Cool.
So it's just like I don't know, like any big company has that. It's like one video that is like their hero video. That's
Hero.
their like mission. Yeah, hero image, hero.
Sorry, no, that is something that I have heard before.
Yeah. So there's like the hero image, hero video. It's like the one thing that people can just look at, and they can know, like, and trust you through that one thing. Which there's nothing more powerful than video besides face to face. And then like, here's everything that we're seeing on. There's more, but reviews, future properties, use all of our team listings.
This is not the Keller Williams provided website.
Not at all. Not at all.
Who built this one out?
I did.
What?
Yeah. This feed I had to fix.
Who did the live? Like, who did you?
This is Wix.
Wix?
I did all this, and like, there's privacy policies. You click on anything out of this.
How did you know to even include privacy policy?
Well, I just Googled like, what does a website need? And most basic things. It's just like, I have a privacy policy, blah 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 blah. There's one on Keller Williams website. I just copy and paste their policy from this website.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. It says the same things. It says much better than what I could.
No, I did that for a Facebook ad.
Yeah.
It's like, what was your privacy policy?
Yeah.
I don't know.
And I run all my ads, pretty much all my ads through command. Just because Keller Williams and Facebook have they have an agreement that they basically, I get so many more impressions for so much more cheap, so cheaper than if I just ran through Facebook. Facebook just has a little bit more flexibility on who to target, but it's not a big difference. I'd much rather use command for everything and run all my ads through command. Besides Google, it doesn't have an option to Google, and it can't do pretty much any other app besides Facebook, and it can't do Facebook post either, which we do as well. So here's the about us, just a brief thing, and this is my Instagram feed, but it just broke. So I fixed it. There's Facebook, Instagram feed where it just cycles through all of our posts, and then people can click on it and it pops up our Facebook. Like, it's still there, it's just not necessarily visible. But then they go on Facebook.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and then they go on our Facebook like this. It doesn't pop this up every single time specifically. Like this box is just circling through our post.
Yeah.
So just on one of our posts, and this got popped up. Otherwise, it would just pop up like a normal Facebook profile or that post. And then they see our Instagram. Well, now they're on their Instagram. Guess what? Everywhere else they go, I follow them, and it's retargeting ads. So they saw our Instagram account. So now Facebook and Instagram are going to show them more posts about us and more ads about us, and not just on Facebook and Instagram, because other platforms learn that as well, and like Google and YouTube and all these other places, and then you start getting ads. It's like meet our founders, and like we have our listing team, our buying team, and and this website is probably like 70% done. There's a lot of other links up here that are being built on the back end, like video library, blogs, and that's really going to help with SEO. So then if you type in like realtors near me or top realtors near me, we pop up.
What happened with the podcast studio?
And we're still working on that. It's a huge project. Yeah.
Why?
I mean, it's up and running. Not the podcast studio, but the green screen room just to shoot regular videos.
Do you have anything with 2 mics?
Oh,
Like an
that's
actual decent camera?
that's gonna happen.
Okay.
That's gonna happen. I do have one mic. I gotta get another one.
What's the barrier?
Money?
How much do you need?
That's another thing. I'm going to contact other businesses. Honestly, thing like we have $5,000. We can turn that entire office. I can show you the office space. For this. Turn that entire office space. Like there's one green screen room. There's a flex room where you can shoot any sort of video or pictures or whatever. And there's your podcast room. And then in the big open space, kind of like this, because like there's that room in there would be a podcast room. This huge open space is just going to be different sections, pictures or different videos. So it's like a different backdrop. So like if you want to have a picture with your clients, you go take a picture behind the KW backdrop that we have. If you want something that's more fun or something more like just cooler. I know a lot of people have like leaf, like this whole whiteboard would just be a leaf background and then have like neon letters in the middle.
Yeah.
Just stuff like that, just take pictures in front of and post it on social media. So it's gonna be like a bunch of stations to take pictures and 3 rooms to shoot whatever. So, and we just have to find a way to make it profitable, because I also did a survey with everybody too, and we're trying to figure out how we can make it profitable.
No, I answered that survey. Yeah.
Yeah, majority of people said like we should make it free for KW, charge it. Yeah, that's what we're gonna go down, but it's like
Who's everybody?
I don't even know what I said.
Like hundreds and stuff.
No. Just like other people who did the survey, like every agent was like, some people said, yeah, we'll pay to use it. If there was a professional involved or if there was something involved. One person said they would pay it regardless. But majority of the people said make it free for KW agents, everyone else to use it, like other agents, brokerages. We could use the media room to bring other agents from other brokerages. Like, hey, we have a room to create content.
That's the reason that HomeSite was able to bring me in and keep me top of mind. I got to use that all the time.
Yeah, that was really nice podcast. Yeah, really nice podcast. So it's like that's what we built.
The barrier is $5,000.
I could get a much more significant.
I just don't understand if we really push this in every meeting.
Oh yeah, I
would stand up there instead of you and be like, "Are you kidding?"
I could get it funded by the end of the month easily. I have a lot of other shit I gotta do.
Oh,
too.
absolutely. I understand
it's
that.
just
It's
like-
probably, yeah.
It's low priority, but it's definitely on my mind.
You, hold on, but you would know what we need and how to hook it up.
Yeah, it was Zach Shipley and I. Zach did that survey and then was like, "Oh, this is awesome. I have 20 years of broadcasting experience, radio, or like maybe not 20, but he had an immense amount of experience
I didn't know
in
what,
radio.
I don't know anything about him besides his
Yeah, and he's big into
video and stuff.
video and used broadcasting and radio work. He knows how to do all that. I know how to do most of it because I have the setup at my house, just on a smaller version. It's one microphone, but I can plug 3 other microphones in it and have a podcast of 4 people. Plus I have a camera and a backdrop.
How much was that?
Well, the camera, receiver for, the webcam camera was $200. It's a 4K. And I have like a stand that's was $15. It had the O ring on it for lights, and the camera, and then it's just clips like this. That's that. So that in total was like
What
something.
software do you use?
Mainly Loom. Loom helps
I
a
don't
lot.
know.
Loom is really cool. It records your screen, but then puts you in a small little box in the bottom
that's
left
cool.
hand corner. So that you can do that. But if you're more of like podcast, Audacity is probably my favorite one, because that mainly works with my microphone receiver. But yeah, Audacity is what I record, and video. If I wanted video and my voice, I use the microphone. I think it was $3, maybe a little bit more. The cords, the receiver was expensive. The receiver was
What's your receiver that board that takes out of
yeah, and you can
Okay.
like turn. So it's kind of like that over there.
that? Yeah,
It's
I
here,
just,
where everything
my fear
plugs
is I
into.
would touch that.
Yeah,
And then I'd be sick.
and that's another thing too, is like, how can we make sure nothing gets broken and shit doesn't like this go crazy, where people can just come in, plug their computer in, press record, and then go.
Yeah.
And then turn on the camera and go. How can we do that? Really simplified, and it's like we're not gonna have someone in there 100% time unless if it is profitable, because like that space also we're running on time because it could get rented out or leased out to any other company like Focus Title. It's Focus Title's old office, so like anybody can come in and rent it out at any point in time. And the office can make a lot of money, tens of thousands of dollars to rent it out. So like, how can I match what they would make if they lease out? But not even matching it, but how can I match it not just in monetary value, but also just value for the office, because we're bringing agents in as a value add to bring other agents, other brokerages. But should be around just like $5,000. One of the green screen was pretty much set up. Thursday, I'm going to go there and shoot like 100 videos and test everything.
Oh, like sample videos?
Just,
I thought you meant you had like 100 setups.
well, I do. Not necessarily scripts. I have a topic of what to talk about. And just straight. So just shoot a ton of videos, and then Thursday this week is going to be a ton of videos in the room, and then also with videos. It's big thing right now is just retargeting. Our digital presence is what's really needed right now for our team, and our lead gen is there, our follow-up is there. Now it's just filling up the funnel any way we can. Right now, biggest thing that we've been lacking ever since I started. If you saw our old website, oh my god, it's nothing nearly like this.
Oh, was it rudimentary?
Yeah, it was built by Jeremy Reinders. He didn't know really anything about it. He knew basics. He was selling like 80 houses a year, or 100 houses a year by himself.
That's amazing.
On the team, yeah, he was going crazy. So it's like, you think it has time to build a website and maintain it? Not necessarily. And then I barely have time to maintain and build it. Not doing his numbers just yet. Yeah, so that media room is going to be a big value add, and we really want it up like 100% complete, all rooms, all stages, everything by the end of the year. That way next year we can start and use it like $25 an hour. Just come in, we do everything. So, yeah, it'd be like, it'd probably be, we just gotta figure out the pricing. It's like, do we make it free for everyone to use and then only charge people? Like we have like a professional come in to like help like set it all up, charge $25 an hour, or what can we do? Monetize it and make money off of it, to a point where like they're not necessarily losing money off of it. There's just a lot of factors that go into it. It is a huge need, and a lot of people want to be, and a lot of
Like I'd
companies.
be willing to put like $250 into it. I just can't afford the full setup. So
Oh,
if,
yeah.
if the survey came out, so who's willing to help us buy this,
Yeah.
and you buy it back by
Exactly.
paying $25 per session you use it,
Yeah.
including everything.
Exactly. No, we could, I mean, there's multiple ways to fund it. There's crowdfunding. I talked to a lender already, and he took a picture. He was like, I'm already building one in our own office. Talk to somebody else. And I was like, I mean, he's a cool dude. I really
That's a smart move.
yeah, I built really deep relationships with some of my lenders and whatnot. But like honestly, all companies are building media rooms in their office.
They
A
should.
lot of companies, and they're using it, especially lending companies. They're using it as like, here's a free media room for all realtors to use. So it's like, all right, how can we kind of outdo them? Because ours is mostly it's free for every realtor. It'd be probably free for PW, but who knows? But it actually isn't out to be. Yeah, it is a huge need.
Right now, I actually looked into renting podcast space. It's disgusting.
It's
like,
expensive.
yeah, it's so expensive per
Yeah.
like second that you're breathing.
Yeah. And people don't necessarily understand how expensive it is. And I got some people like went really hard on me. It was like,
What do you mean?
this should not be it was just in the surveys, like this should not be like it should be free. Like this is Keller Williams, everything should be free. We already pay $50 for a tech fee or whatever, blah blah blah. And
I'm not actually sure.
yeah, it's like whatever. And there's this a whole paragraph. I was like, all right.
Wrote
So
you a
you-
paragraph?
Yeah, so
He
like,
took time out of his day to tell you. You
yeah, in the survey, basically, not even like your study. It's like this.
I gave you $50.
I couldn't know. It was all anonymous.
Oh, that's no fun.
Yeah, right. But otherwise, it's like, well, you don't necessarily know what else goes back, or like what else.
Yeah.
Like if you go somewhere else, look how expensive that is. That's what I told my team too. I was doing all this work. I was like, I'm doing a lot of work and I'm doing a lot of it for free. Like I need something, and we're just going back and forth. And I mean, they were super generous and cool about it.
You like salary or
Salary, commission, bonuses, all of it.
Nice.
So
That's
there's
awesome.
multiple income streams.
I'm in a little bit.
I did a lot of work with
So you're
this.
like 20, 21?
21 now.
I-
But yeah, my salary is just enough to pay my rent. That's
Ditto.
that's it. So it's like that's what I wanted. Was like honestly, like if I was doing this for anybody else, or like if I had my own business doing this, it'd
Yeah.
probably cost $3 to $5 grand per month
I would imagine.
easily, if not more. I'm not getting nearly any of that, which again is fine by me because I get so many more benefits than just a salary. Like
Yeah, you're launching pad right now wherever you go. So
Yeah.
Even
Yeah.
if you stay here.
yeah, and it's just like they built so many connections and stuff. They did a lot more for me than just like monetary value.
Are you an agent now too? Like
I've been an
buyer-
agent,
Are you a buyer's agent?
buyer/investor specialist plus marketers.
All right.
But I'm gonna remove that.
Investor specialist.
Mhm.
So you market to properties to buy.
Yeah,
Can
yeah.
you do that with any Keller Williams, anything anywhere near it?
Yes, yeah, most certainly can.
Really?
Yeah. Well, if you include Keller Williams marketing and your realtor, blah blah blah, then because I'm buying, I could buy these properties for my own sum, like my cash. Like, what's the matter of like any of us buying investment properties? It's like just buying another house. I suggest every realtor should buy investment properties, and they can do. For me, I have a real estate
You mean
business.
you are buying investment properties, not the group,
Yeah,
or are you
just
wholesaling?
well, it's there's a lot of ways, but essentially I have a real estate business as a realtor, right?
Yes,
I have that. I have a real estate investment business too.
not associated with life.
Not at all.
Okay, all right.
Not at all.
okay, all right.
But our team is also launching some cool things in the future. It's like, all right, if you don't want to list your house, we'll just buy it from you for cash. Period. Done. And our team will buy it, and then our team will bring investment opportunities to our team.
For like, I don't know what you would call it, but like max allowable offer. If you're buying a retail property on wholesale.
Oh yeah, it's always, I always go back to the numbers. It's 70% ARV. Our offer price is 70% of the ARV minus renovation costs. So I have 100,000. I just went over this with Mason and our team. $100,000 house, right? I want to purchase. That's what it's being sold for.
I'm very familiar with this.
Yeah,
I
you know
actually
it
came
all.
from the investment world.
Right? Yeah,
before
you
this.
told me about
Yeah.
that before. Yeah.
And we would do, depending on financing, 70 or 60% of ARV minus
Yeah.
repair, minus my wholesale.
Minus your wholesale fees.
Yeah. Well, if I was only getting like $2,500, the deal made sense.
Yeah, totally. And it does depend on financing as well, for sure. The wholesale aspect, I did not necessarily put in there, at least for like these numbers, but I don't necessarily, I would be happy to wholesale. I was in wholesale for a while, but
That
it's
was my curiosity this year. Is, one of my initial conversation, I told them I was coming.
yeah, a lot of agents.
And I'm sure
are
it's
like,
because of the shysters.
yeah, it's like we shouldn't really wholesale houses as a realtor, blah blah blah. It's because the office won't get paid, blah blah blah, whatever. And I'm not this, and I haven't wholesaled the property. And I don't necessarily plan on doing it because my mindset changed. It's like, why make 2,500 to 10 grand wholesaling a contract when I can purchase it myself, flip it, or use it as rental property, plus an asset that I can refinance and utilize for other properties.
Time and its liability.
Exactly.
That's why. That's why people
true.
don't.
That's true. Yeah, 100%.
And if you don't have
It
any
does
down
take a little
payment
bit more
for it, you can offer a contract. You can't offer a
Right.
down payment. That
Exactly.
was me. I was Comcast 4, what's up?
And me too. And that's exactly where it was. So I was like, I'm gonna wholesale, even though I'm a realtor. But it's like, all right, now I know many people that will just give me the cash if the numbers make sense. I can just do it myself and have much more money. Now there's no question with the office or anything else, even though it's not illegal, it's not anything bad at all. It's just the office is not gonna get paid with the wholesale. Well, what's stopping me from buying a house or buying an investment property? Many agents here have investment properties. Jeremy has investment properties. This building is an investment property. So it's like, why can't I buy a building? Why can't I buy anything else and flip it? Why can't I do that? Like, why do I have to? And during that too, it's like I can always also make my 2.4 higher commission as well.
Yeah.
But I say a lot of sellers in that position, they usually don't pay closing costs, and they don't pay like the taxes or gap insurance or anything like that because they need money and they need to get out right away. So we just give you 100% of the funds. I will flip it, sell it, or rent it out, whatever, and boom, done. And it's like there's no repercussions or any concern, or there should no be.
There is a lot of concern. Property management, such as good.
Oh yeah.
But yes, I get what you're saying.
100%.
I get what you're saying.
And that too is like I have fantastic contractor that just does every single one of my, because I have I have a lot of investment clients. I have investment properties, and this one contractor does all their work, very cheap, very good work that he does. And sooner than later, one of these days, I'm going to get to a point where he works exclusively with me and my clients. That's the goal. And much more money than he's actually making, and just feed him properties. That's the goal. It's like,
Can I be honest, man?
Mm.
Do you know that there's a saying that all good contractors are good until they're not?
yeah, no,
And
totally.
that at the Milwaukee area, we
Oh,
talk about them like,
Yeah.
they're like McDonald's. It's
Oh, yeah.
evolving.
Oh, 100%.
And
100%.
the good ones, you feed them right, and pay them a bunch more money than
Yeah,
they're worth,
exactly.
as long as it makes sense. But yeah,
No, totally. And then
but
once you find
there is,
one,
yeah, but the one is good for like.
oh yeah, no,
It's milk
totally.
on the
And
shelf.
then I have
And I
many
hate
other
that with
contractors.
love in my heart.
No,
I
I
do.
100%. And it's, I shouldn't have said that's my one contractor too.
Which is
many
fine, I get, you probably have,
So it's just like, I don't go give all my business to one lender, because what happens if that one lender goes out of business or he dies? It's like, boom. So that's why I have multiple
I know
lenders.
pickle right now, and that because one of my lenders is helping pay for all
Yeah, too.
of it. And I'm just
And-
like, pooh.
We have the same thing too. It's like one of my lenders is, we have a few lenders paying for a few different parts of marketing.
Yeah.
It's just that one specific leads person they help. It's the marketing expense for it. They get all the leads for it.
You guys had like a quarterly or yearly breakdown as to that person's ROI, the investment on this.
We just started that. Like, we haven't, one ad for $50 we ran and just like kind of tested. Paid for 50%, we paid for 50%. And we just, all right, let's just
Or $50 a day.
total. So it was just 1 week. Not
Okay.
even. It was 3 days. 3 days, $50. Just like this.
Oh, it's awesome.
Yeah, we got 20,000 impressions. That's what the beauty about command ads are. 20,000 impressions. It was allowed for open house, and ended up that open house got exited offer because of it. That property had to exit offer on it. Oh, that was a buyer that bought the house, saw the ad, and then ended up getting an offer on it. But they already had an agent. Well, if they didn't have an agent, well, now
That would have been double-ended. That would have been great.
yeah, now we got buyer and seller, and that's the beauty of our team. We have buyer and seller agents.
Who'd you market that as?
It was around Greenfield. It's like 15-mile radius. And it was more outdated property, but it came with another lot. So we marketed out to like people more or or people that were more elderly. So it was perfect for elderly people.
How did you market? Like, the reason I'm asking.
Yeah.
Is there's direct target marketing, which in the Millionaire Real Estate book has one bullet point
'Cause it's
about
outdated.
direct target marketing, and then they don't even talk about it.
It's old.
Yes, but I was just curious if you use it because I'm following, Greg Luther?
Yep.
He's like preached.
Oh, yeah.
As far as like credit score, income,
Mhm.
household dynamics, stuff like that.
That you have to do inside Facebook, or like you should be able.
You would buy that list with the emails
You could buy
provided,
it as
upload custom market audience. I was curious if you were doing that or if you were using
Oh.
Facebook guidelines.
Yeah, you could utilize those type of lists. Like we build those type of lists, and we do in command they do custom audience, which is pretty much direct marketing, custom audience. You input all of those. Let's say I put all my nurture leads from Follow Boss into a CSV file, upload it into command, and then I could target a Facebook ad to everyone in my nurture vein that was in Follow Boss, and target only to them. So that ad only goes to them. So that's one way to target.
Yeah. Yeah.
With Google, it does it automatically.
Yeah, your Google retargets. I'm super fascinated. I
Yeah.
don't know anything about
Yeah, and I barely know much about it too.
it. Dude, I
like,
cannot get my Google page approved.
Interesting.
I've canceled it and redone it.
yeah, the
I was
Google
wondering
business I could do easily. And this another part of my shared service too is like I have my shared service is around command, but then for an hourly rate, there's a lot more I can do, like marketing, like Google business page. I did that, our Google business page.
What can I entice you with Google page approved?
Honestly, let's talk after Thanksgiving,
Okay.
because
Because you have like 7,000 tasks. that-
yeah, because I'm
Okay.
just like super bogged down until like first or second week of December.
Is that okay if I really reach out to everything too?
I say what I mean. I never say something I don't mean. Okay, I should take that back. I should take that back. Because I definitely have said a lot of things I don't mean.
Do I look fat tonight? You look great.
Oh, that too. But no, definitely reach out. Glad to help. And Yeah, that's part of, like I said, so like I'm just really bogged down mainly because Thanksgiving is next week, and next week I've been cooking my family's Thanksgiving dinner since I was 12.
Really?
Yeah, so everything from scratch.
How do you not make a turkey so that's
That's
not
dry.
the driest thing in the world?
I will tell you this, I have the most moist turkey of any turkey I've ever had.
Is it like a basing regimen?
It is these, I created this recipe when I was 12 and I've never strayed away from it, and it's always turned out perfect.
Are you willing to share that recipe?
No. I can share
No,
with
thanks for asking.
anybody.
Get out of my face.
No, I will share anybody how to cook the turkey, how to cook the ham, like how to cook it all.
Yeah.
Just not the seasoning or
That's fair.
anything like that.
I need a turkey that literally doesn't taste like butter.
Yeah.
It's just like
And that's
skin
the reason
where it
why.
keeps its shape as you pull it off.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
It's really disturbing.
I understand.
And I eat a fair amount of those.
So that's the reason why I started cooking my family's Thanksgiving dinner, because I was like, all right, half of this stuff is boxed and it doesn't taste that great. And then your turkey is the worst turkey ever. It's always super dry, and it's just like,
You're 12 years old when you took the reins on this?
yeah, I took everything and then the turkey, like I didn't really handle the turkey until I was like 13, 14.
Yeah.
Like I made like,
Love the initiative of like, hey, dad, mom,
well, that was our agreement. I was like, all right, I'm gonna cook this everything from scratch, like talking like even the dough of the pies are from scratch. The pumpkin pies are from a pumpkin, not a canned pumpkin.
Yeah.
Just everything from scratch, like crazy. And then the only reason I'm going to do this, you clean all the tools. You the entire house, anything else. And ever since then, it's been a tradition that I cook everything. Last year I cooked it at my brother's house. It's always been at my parents every single year, but last year I cooked at my brother's house because he just got a new place. This year's gonna be at my place because I finally have a place
Seriously?
big enough. Yeah,
That's awesome, man.
yeah, so it'll be cool. And it's not a big thing for my family really. Like we don't have too big of a family like that comes. It's all of our family kind of does that thing.
Yeah.
Christmas is when we all come together. My uncle cooks, and uncle's a cook. My other uncle in Florida is a chef. Anyways, and so yeah, we do Thanksgiving. I cook it all. I've been doing it since I was 12, and then the day after, ever since I moved out from my place, my parents' place, when I was 18, I started cooking Friendsgiving every year. So we do Thanksgiving on Thursday, Friendsgiving on Friday.
Seriously?
Yeah, and then so it's 2 days of cooking, but then I bake everything the day before Thanksgiving, so November 23rd. So it's 3 full days of cooking. Plus, then I have a bunch of people, like friends from across the state or country, that come back.
That's too cool,
And
man.
they stay with me, so it's like they all coming back like the 22nd. So it's like from the 22nd until that Sunday, I'm gonna be just not doing anything but
More like to know.
different.
Because
Number one, I will honestly say that because if you look up the statistics, the people who go through severe depression at a younger age mature much quicker than everybody else. If they can find a way to persevere through this. Otherwise, some people, let's say, suffer through depression, anxiety, whatever, at like age 13, and they never overcome that, or at least get it to a controllable thing. Some people just they can't even get out of bed. I know someone like that right now. They can't even get out of bed right now. They've been in bed for like 3 days. So it's like, so if you're doing all that, but then personally, I feel like I personally brought myself out of all that, and like I took the initiative, like Google and like research what was actually going on and understand who I am and what's going on, and went to one therapy session and never went back. Had a couple great friends that helped me. Family didn't really do anything for that because I never told them about it. Still haven't. But ever since then, like after my senior year of high school, ever since then, it's been just good. Like, it's a lot of positive things. So it's like,
you're a more impressive person. Literally,
yeah,
everyone I really like Talk about you people. Like,
Awesome.
dude, I have this child who helps me figure out my career.
Yeah, so maybe
Because when I
just
met
call
you,
me
you were 19, right?
18.
18?
Yeah, it was like a month or two before my 18th.
I'm like, there's
birthday.
a toddler showing me how to do this career. I'm really excited.
Yeah,
about
to
it.
show how
What?
serious it-
Yeah.
Oh no, I was 19 that time. Yeah, because that was my second year in Moose. That's when I became a showman. Yes. Yeah. Anyway, so I remember that.
You're
day.
accomplishing things that people are doing in
Yeah.
their 30s. Man. So
Yeah, it's mainly just my
it's pretty
team.
fucking cool.
It's honestly just who I surround myself with, and my team has provided me with a lot of opportunities, um, and they helped me a lot financially too. So they gave me the opportunity just to be like, listen, we don't know what we're doing here digitally at all. I saw that was the biggest problem. I knew nothing about it, and I was like, I'm just gonna solve their biggest problem. People who get paid the most, your income reflects
The size of the problem you fixed. I don't know where you got that from.
on theory.
Is it?
At least he brought that up. I don't know if that was from him or not, but it was like the bigger the problem you solve,
The more you get paid.
the more you get paid.
Yeah.
So like Elon Musk, you see how big solving worldwide massive problems, and it's the richest. Fine, whatever. That's
Like
the thing.
garbage money.
Um,
And God love them, firefighters
mhm.
get paid.
It's like, and you are struggling with starting a business or struggling making money, find a problem that some people, one rich person.
Yeah, it's that.
Oh yeah, and you got to do it in a way that's beneficial to the actual person.
But
That's the
failure rate in real estate is seriously 98%.
Oh yeah, easily.
It's crazy high.
Yeah, I
Like,
do.
they're like, oh, in the first, I think it was 18 months, only like 50%.
Yeah, it's more
Make that
than
like
that.
10 years, it's close to 100%.
Yeah, it is.
And
So
the
I
people who make it do that.
100%.
They scale to
100%.
a point where like they're not calling mom and dad's friends
Yeah.
twice a year.
They leverage it, yeah, and they scale it. But yeah, I do all the case score calls. So like anybody that wants to join our real estate, our brokerage, and they want to have the free real estate school program, I go through. I qualify them for case score, free real estate program. Case score, it's a free real estate school that our office offers. So
What are you
any
talking
this is crazy. Like no one really knows about it. It's like people have to but
My wife's a physical therapist and she has the day off if you would like personal attention.
I will do that in exchange for your business profile.
I think we could actually arrange that.
Does she do dry needling?
She has to be qualified for that, and
Right.
she I don't know if she does. I'm not gonna lie, man. She tells me stories that depress me, so I can't really listen to
Oh
them.
yeah.
She's like, oh dude, this veteran came in, he didn't have his arm, so I got to work with him. And I'm like, how did he lose his arm? That's story. I'm crying in the corner. She's like, it was so cool. I got him to do this movement. I'm like, hey, I'm done. Thank you for the story, but I am severely depressed, right? Because she removes herself from the person.
Oh yeah.
And focuses on like the individual problem.
The problem.
You can't do that when you're just a sap. I did, and the truck hit you when you were a toddler. I'm sorry, man. Hold on, I'm gonna stop crying for a little bit so I can focus on working on your leg.
Right. No, exactly. But yeah, yes.
I'm very serious though. If you want me to align that moment,
I might take you up on it because that's the reason why I'm still here right now is because I have nothing else. I have a lot of stuff to do, but and I'll just do it later.
Well, how about this? I got a return phone call to an agent. I'm probably gonna take off, but I'm very sincere and serious if you.
Yeah, honestly, like the Google business page.
I'm mildly serious. That would be awesome. I'm more serious about helping someone who's continually helped me for the past.
Scratch my back, I scratch yours.
I'm not gonna say
your wife
because I'll mess it up worse.
Right. No, I guess
this phone's supposed to click just in the floor.
Right. So yeah, I will email. I have to create the handouts first. I will send you. I have it all there, but I just to make it more of a public information.
For what, the case score?
No, the Well, that's what I was talking about, K-score, but contact attempts and follow-up plans and all that,
Yeah.
the stages and stuff. I have it all. I just need to make it more public information and not just like my team secrets.
No, I totally get that.
So it's like, all right, day one, do this, but it's not gonna necessarily have a script or it's just day one, do this, day one, do this. Or day two, do this.
I literally run around this building probably twice a week. Like, who has 8x8s for all the different scenarios?
Yeah, that's true.
And then like James just made one, Cricker.
Yeah.
And he's like, dude, you want to check it out? I'm like, you made one? We have like 38 examples on what should happen when, because we have, none of this should be new.
Yeah.
The idea that we're writing our own amendments, just willy-nilly, is blowing my mind. It should be dropping. We have not seen a new scenario in the past 20 years. I fucking promise you that. So why don't we have a lawyer draft up things, change almost none of it, and put it in every time so we don't have confusion?
Exactly.
Why don't we all have access to the information we all see?
All questions.
Where our price points are going per square foot. Why do I actually?
We're the most outdated MLS in the country, and
Why are the 8x8s not drops?
Yeah.
Why don't, like, it should be, if I pay enough money, I should be able to buy my business models.
right.
Working my way through it and then basically coming,